sit down.
And I hear, get down on the ground, get down on the ground, get on the ground, bam, 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 bam.
These are the heartbreaking moments when officers open fire on children right before their parents' eyes. Starting with a mother who had to endure the unthinkable, watching in horror through a video call as her child was shot.
You guys shot him, why?
I don't know, I wasn't here.
Why? Because he had a warrant? Are you serious? I was here, I watched it!
On April 11th, 2021 in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, a routine traffic stop turned into a tragedy that left a community reeling. Officers pulled over 20-year-old Daunte Wright and his girlfriend for a traffic violation, but soon discovered he had an outstanding warrant. Wright's mother had been on a video call with his girlfriend during the incident. As officers approached Wright's vehicle, they tried to take him out of the car and take him into custody. What happens next is a painful reminder of the split-second decisions police officers must make every day.
You're under arrest, Daunte.
But Wright resisted, attempting to flee back into his car. With 26 years of experience, Officer Kim Potter reached for what she believed was her taser. But instead, her firearm discharged, striking Daunte Wright. The immediate reaction from Officer Potter showed shock and distress, a realization that a tragic mistake had been made. Wright's car rolled away, coming to a stop several blocks later. Despite efforts by paramedics, he was pronounced dead at the scene.
You did?
Yes!
Okay.
I shot him! Oh my God!
Okay. Kim, sit down.
Turning north on the red and can you repeat your first three?
305, we got shots fired. Start more units, please. We're gonna need additional units to Noble and 63rd.
Just breathe. Are you okay? Just breathe. Just breathe.
Reach your neck and several at gunpoint, 63rd Captain Drive.
Copy, one at gunpoint, 63rd.
Kim, take a breath, okay?
Wright's mother, who had been on a video call with his girlfriend during the ordeal, rushed to the scene moments later.
Hey, Brian, his mom, I want to see you now, please. He's only 20.
I don't know what's going on.
I know what's going on.
What happened?
He FaceTime live. Ma'am, I'm going to get you somebody to talk to. I'm going to get you someone to talk to. Okay? But I just can't have you going over there right now, okay?
Ma'am, my name is Mark. What is your name? Can I already sit on the light show?
You guys shot him, why?
I don't know, I wasn't here.
Why? Because he had a warrant? Are you serious? I was here, I watched it!
Can you just sit down? Tell me what's going on, because I wasn't here.
No! Where's the girl that was in the car with him? You guys made her hang up Facebook Live so you could kill my son? That's pretty pathetic.
The officers tried to explain what had happened, but it was clear she wasn't interested in hearing them out.
What is your name? My name is Katie Bryant. My son's name is Daunte Wright. You guys already know that. I don't. Katie? Brian.
It was a high-speed
sorry.
chase?
Brian?
How?
And then what's your son's name?
Daunte Wright, it was not a high-speed chase. You guys shot him in a pullover traffic.
I didn't
guys
do
know.
anything, ma'am.
Yeah, you did. He was laying in his front seat dead. His girlfriend Facebooked me. How did his car get smashed?
The officers then stood by as she described how she had seen it all unfold in real time through the video call.
You sit down. Okay, so I wasn't here. You said there was a traffic stop and they shot
They
him?
pulled him over, and he said, Mom, do you have a warrant? I said, oh, no. They asked him to get out of the car. He got out of the car, and they said, wait, stop. They said, stop. And then she goes, and then they shot him, and he fell back in the seat. And he was in the driver's seat. And she said, they shot him. And I said, what do you mean they shot him? She said, yeah. And then they told her to hang up, and that was it. I don't know nothing else. So I had to call you guys to find out where this happened.
I really don't know more because I just came because I heard there was trouble.
Why is my car smashed up?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Protesters gathered outside the Brooklyn Center Police Department, demanding justice. But this time, the officers had to hold their line, facing down a crowd that hurled objects and shattered windows. Tear gas and stun grenades were deployed, as the city attempted to contain the escalating violence. This case sparked renewed national discussions on police training, decision-making under pressure, and accountability.
This appears to me, from what I've viewed and the officer's reaction and distress immediately after, that this was an accidental discharge that resulted in the tragic death of Mr. Wright.
Officer Potter, who fired the fatal shot, faced charges of first-degree and second-degree manslaughter and was sentenced to 2 years in prison. On April 20th, 2021, officers responded to a critical 911 call reporting a violent altercation. What they arrived at was a chaotic fight scene, including a 16-year-old girl, Ma'Khia Bryant, and several other girls at a foster home with knives involved.
What's the emergency there?
Oh, well, never mind. The police are already out here. Never mind. Thank you.
As the officer pulled up to the scene, the tension was palpable. Ma'Khia Bryant was seen tackling another girl to the ground, clutching what appeared to be a knife. The urgency of the situation became really clear.
Hey! What's going on? Hey! Get down!
What happened next was shocking, but the need of the moment. The officer, Nicholas Reardon, was faced with a life or death decision. He opens fire, several shots ringing out, hitting Bryant and ending the immediate threat.
No! You ain't shoot!
This led to an uproar from the girl's father, who was at the scene witnessing this moment.
She shot! Back up. Is she shot? She had a knife. She just went at her.
She's hit, man!
The father's response was strikingly hypocritical, given that he had just kicked one of the minors involved in the altercation and failed to intervene when his daughter attempted to stab another girl. The aftermath was harrowing as a knife lay next to Bryant's body, and the scene quickly turned even more chaotic as officers secured the area and called for medics.
Okay.
Hold on. I told you. I'm on my chair.
I'm telling you now! That shouldn't even matter!
All right, what do you need me to do? What do you need me to do? What do you need me to do?
Try to pull her.
All right. What do you need? You need to pull her down? This way. We're out this way. All right.
Despite the tragic loss of life, it's crucial to recognize the context. Bryant's actions put lives at risk, including her own, and the police were tasked with halting an imminent threat. The controversy surrounding the case is further complicated by the defense of Ma'Khia's actions by her father, who, despite the clear evidence of her violent behavior, stood by her actions and focused on her age as a minor rather than addressing the actions that led to the tragic incident. In the face of violent aggression, the use of force by police can seem harsh, but often becomes necessary to ensure public safety. The officer's decision to use force was driven by a need to protect, not by malice.
Put it down! Put it down!
On March 27, 2024, a heartbreaking incident happened in Queens. This disturbing story is the tragic tale of the police shooting of 19-year-old Wynn Rosario, which started as a routine wellness check. New York City police were called to Wynn Rosario's residence, and the call was made by Wynn himself to say he was experiencing a mental crisis. But what should have been a compassionate intervention quickly spiraled into a fatal confrontation.
What's up, man? You called? Brother did? On who? Hold on. Nope. What's going on, bro? He's nothing at Alright, so. Like, yeah, bipolar schizo, like.
Nah, like, he just.
On episodes, yeah.
Basically, like, he was just going through, like, you don't even know what he's doing, to be honest.
How old's your brother?
He's 19.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
Where's your dad?
He's not home. He's not
So who did I speak to on the phone?
I think I'm home.
No, I spoke to a guy. He called on himself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take anything? Take anything?
I don't think so.
Are you on drugs?
I don't believe that.
Is he diagnosed with anything?
Able to get it.
Are you going to second floor?
Anybody else in the house?
As the officers arrived, Wynn, visibly distressed, was seen reaching for a pair of scissors. The situation, already tense, escalated when he turned to face the officers. The officers deployed a taser, but it only briefly deterred Rosario.
We're not. Tell him to get out of the way.
Get out of the way! Now! Now! Get the whole way from here! Miss! Please do not shoot my mother. I'm not going to, but please do not. Don't.
Sergio, get me another call over here real quick.
Miss, get away.
His mother, trying desperately to protect her son, intervened, knocking the prongs off him. Her attempt to shield Rosario only added to the chaos. His mother had briefly contained him, but the second officer made a mistake, and despite multiple taser deployments, he felt the need to escalate their response by another taser. This made Wynn react in a way they did not want, and what happened next was silly and shocking at the same time. In the critical moments that followed, the officers pulled out their firearms.
Don't shoot. Get out of the way! Get out of the way! Get out of the way! Please do not shoot my mom! Get her out of the way! I'm so sorry! Get her out of the way now! No! Put it down! Put it down!
The NYPD asserted that the officers had no choice, citing the immediate threat Rosario posed. However, the Rosario family argued that the video shows their son being killed in cold blood, accusing the police of exacerbating the crisis rather than de-escalating it, which can be seen here as Wynn had already put the scissors down. The second taser turned into a lethal mistake. The NYPD has stated that the officers involved are now on modified assignments, and the Attorney General is conducting a standard investigation. The community is left to grapple with the loss of a young man who, according to his loved ones, deserved compassionate care that was tragically absent.
Get down on the ground! Get down on the ground! Get on the ground! Bam, 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 bam!
On September 5th, 2020, Salt Lake City officers were contacted by a mother anxious about her 13-year-old autistic son, who was having an emotional crisis and might become aggressive.
So my father was murdered January 16th, just fall apart. Like, my business, everything. Like,
The boy's grandfather, the woman's father, had been shot and murdered by police earlier that year, which could explain the child's fear of law enforcement.
and he reacts to the outfits and everything like that. What do we do about that? Because you're the only people we can call. Because the insurance, I paid like a whole year's worth of salary last month to get him treatment in Nevada because his insurance wouldn't cover it. I had to take him out against medical advice because of the fact I couldn't afford $1,600 a day no more for a daycare that's not changing him.
Okay. What's going on tonight?
So anyway, I normally don't. Lately I haven't been working because I've been so depressed, and I've just like been sending my workers, and my business has been kind of spiraling because I can't get undepressed. But whatever.
Linden's mother sought the officer's assistance in getting him to a medical facility, but during their discussion, she disclosed a detail that completely shifted the situation. This uncertainty would play a crucial role in what happened next, as you'll soon find out.
What is it that you want from us tonight?
We need him to go to the hospital. I need him to go to the hospital. I cannot get in there on my own.
Okay.
And I cannot do this every night. I will end up like not being able to handle myself. Like,
And then we have some notes about some weapons possibly in the house.
Yeah, I do know that my worker was like, "Did you know like Linden has like a BB gun?" And I was like,
Are you sure it's a BB gun?
I don't know if it's a BB gun. I don't know if it's a pellet gun. I don't know if it's a prop weapon because my other son.
But you don't know if it's a real gun either.
I don't believe it's a real gun. I don't believe it's a real gun.
So unfortunately, we have to kind of treat them all as if.
The officers, acting on the information they were given, approached the residents.
Where'd he go? Did he leave the backyard?
But just as they entered the backyard, the boy took off, triggering a tense foot chase.
He jumped. He jumped. Freeze! Let me see your hands! He's. Hey, go around.
The officer leaped over the fence to chase after the boy, and then proceeded to take an extreme action.
Still westbound. Get on the ground! Get on the ground! On the ground now! On the ground! Hey!
Despite being called by the boy's mother to assist in getting her child to the hospital, the officers shot him multiple times without any clear cause.
Show me your hands! Show me your hands!
I don't feel good.
Show me your hands!
I'm on Mama Lover.
Although the boy was critically injured, he ultimately recovered after several weeks and numerous surgeries.
Martin tells me that the now 14-year-old has undergone numerous surgeries and physical therapy, but still doesn't have the use of his left hand.
The mother later shared her thoughts on the officer's actions in an interview.
Barton called the police and asked for a crisis intervention team
that knows how to deal with people with mental health issues, okay? So you call them, and they're supposed to come out and be able to de-escalate a situation. He's unarmed, he doesn't have anything. He just gets mad and he starts yelling and screaming and he's a kid, he's trying to get attention, he doesn't know what to tell. And I hear, "Get down on the ground, get down on the ground, get on the ground, bam, 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 bam."
Later that year, the family and the city came to an agreement, settling their civil lawsuit for $3 million. On the night of March 16, 2024, officers were dispatched to a home following multiple 911 calls reporting a violent domestic disturbance. The body cam footage reveals the terrifying moments when officers were forced to confront an armed suspect in an unimaginable situation. A sense of urgency filled the air. Reports suggested there might have been gunfire. Within minutes, officers arrived on the scene and were immediately directed to the east side stairwell by a person pointing them upstairs. The officers made their way up, announcing their presence. But what they heard and saw next sent chills through their veins. The desperate screams of a woman pleading for help and bloodstains on the walls.
Call police, open the door. Huh? Huh?
Knowing every second counted, they forced their way into the apartment. Inside, the horror unfolded rapidly. Bang, bang.
Let me see your hands! Let me see your hands!
The suspect, a naked man wielding a knife, was immediately seen threatening the lives of those around him. Officers shouted commands, trying to get the man to show his hands, but he was relentless. As the officers struggled to control the scene, the man grabbed a child, 4-year-old Terrell Miller, and held him tightly against his chest. At that moment, the man revealed himself as the real villain, using an innocent child as a shield, a monstrous act that left the officers with a split-second decision. And in that instant, another heartbreaking reality set in. Terrell Miller, the innocent child, was also struck. The officers immediately rendered aid, calling for medical assistance. But tragically, both the child and the suspect were pronounced dead at the scene. This man, a violent individual who used his own child as a shield, put everyone in an impossible position. He was the true villain, creating a situation where tragedy seemed almost inevitable.
I'm thinking about joining them, you know.
Ceres police officers initiated a pursuit after multiple calls came in about teenagers menacing people and flashing a gun from their car, which had also been linked to a hit and run. When the car finally halted, one of the passengers, armed with a firearm, jumped out, forcing the officer to take drastic measures. The footage began with officers in pursuit, the tension already high as they closed in on a group of suspects near an orchard.
On with RP now. Then put on hold call ambulance. 28 comes back out of Hickman on Montpelier.
The 15-year-old boy, now in the officer's sight, was fleeing. But within moments of the officer stepping out of his vehicle, things took a deadly turn.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Get on the ground! 94, shot fired, not shot fired. Get on the ground now!
The situation that started with a pursuit of suspects had escalated to a fatal outcome in mere seconds, with a teenager's life cut short and no evidence that he posed any direct threat. The officer advances, closing in on the boy who's now lying in the field, motionless.
Next unit, take the 4 prone. I got one in the field. In the field, do not move. I will shoot you again. Do not move. Nobody move. Stop. Hands up. Put your hands up now. Hands. He's got left hand underneath. Left hand underneath. All right. Somebody's got to make a move on this. I got it. I got it. You guys got this? Here, I'm going to step off. You guys go. Go.
Anybody else wrong?
The other occupants of the vehicle were arrested and taken into custody. As a supervisor arrived, confusion and chaos unfolded. There's talk of a handgun, but there's no immediate sign of a weapon on the boy. The officer who fired the shots insisted he had no choice, but the footage paints a starkly different picture.
Okay, who shot him? I did. Okay. 4 in the car. 1 fled into the field with a handgun in his hand. I don't see the handgun with him. He ran straight from here, straight into the field. There's a handgun that's outstanding. Okay. Magazine worth of ammunition, so about 14 shots. He's the only one who's outstanding. Everything else is here.
Did you shoot at him or did he shoot at you?
I shot at him.
Okay. Did he shoot back?
No.
Only rounds are in this direction in the field?
Correct. In the northeast direction.
Okay.
The boy's family was informed afterward, and the father was devastated, breaking down in tears upon hearing the news. What happened in that orchard is a stark reminder of the consequences when law enforcement fails to use their training and skills to de-escalate tense situations.
I'm thinking about joining them, you know. But I don't, you know, I got family and all that stuff, but it's, for him to go by himself, no.
What's up, man? What's up? Talk. Okay, hey, talk.
On 20 February 2022, a chaotic scene erupted at what should have been a joyous occasion, a wedding in Winter Park. A celebration took a violent turn when 39-year-old Daniel Knight allegedly attacked the police. What started as a disturbance quickly escalated into a deadly confrontation, as police officers found themselves defending against a man whose aggression left them with little choice but to use lethal force. The footage began with officers arriving on the scene. Guests were in shock, some shouting, others were standing frozen in place. There was already an air of tension in the crowd. In the middle of it all was Daniel Knight, an angry, intoxicated man who refused to back down.
It's okay. He's okay. He's our brother. He's our brother.
Man, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
It's his first wedding.
Back up.
It's his first wedding. It's his
Back
first
up.
wedding.
Shut up.
Listen,
Back
it's
up.
his first wedding.
Back up. Back up. Move out of the way. 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 Man, move out of the way. Move out of the way. Move out of the way. Come here for a second. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Danny.
Get away from me. That motherfucker ain't got no now. Step back. Back up. Back up. Back up. You touch my sister. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. Hold on. Got you. Hold on. Okay. Back up. Back up. What's up, man? What's up? Talk. Okay.
The officers issued commands, trying to get control of the situation. His aggression was rising, and his behavior was unpredictable. Then, without warning, he striked, punching an officer in the back of the head.
What's up, man? What's up? Talk. Okay. Hey, talk.
Knight's blow sends the officer reeling, causing him to see stars and momentarily lose his bearings. With the situation spiraling out of control, the second officer had no choice but to draw his firearm and shoot Knight in the chest.
Put your hands on your back now. Put your hands.
The officers quickly secured the scene, calling for medical assistance. The family members riled up, were not ready to accept the harrowing fact.
Stay back, man, please. Stay back, please.
Switch your rotation with CPR.
All right. What? You don't know. Go away. Now. Go away. Go away. You could have fought. That's not illegal. You could have fought. It's not illegal. You don't know what happened. You better go find yourself somewhere. You better mind your business. What? You mad black cop? Oh, you big man. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Oh, come on. You better go. Wait for fire. You mad black cop? You mad black cop? What? We need it.
As the wedding guests started to leave, the suspect's mother emerged as well. The first responding officers on the scene had to be pulled away as their presence only intensified the family's outrage, and they didn't want to hold the suspect accountable, but it was Knight's violent actions that led to the deadly outcome that could have been avoided.